All right, so hopefully the review of the law of sines and cosines went well. So first decision you'll always have to make is which law to use in a situation like this where you're given two angles and one side. It's pretty much going to have to be the law of sines. The law of cosines isn't going to be able to make use of two angles. So I set up sinus 92 over its opposite side, which is 15, sine of 28 over x, which is the one I'm looking for. And then basically cross multiply, get the x by itself. 7.05 is what you end up with for that one. For the next one, this time we know one angle and the side across from it, and so that's also a good sign that we're going to use the law of sines. And so again, I set up that same ratio, sine of 28 with the one across from it, sine of b with the side across from it. Cross multiply, we get the sine by itself, and of course whenever we know the sine and want to find the angle, we're going to use the inverse sine, and we get 17.9 degrees. That makes reasonable sense because it's a little bit smaller than the 28, and the side it's across from is a little bit smaller than the side across from the 28. You should be a little nervous when you use the inverse sine to find an angle because we know there are actually other angles that have that same sign, and that's something that'll come up in a little bit. The next set will be the law of cosines, and so here we're looking for side C. It's across from angle C. That's set up perfectly for the law of cosines. So C, the side goes here, and C, the angle goes here, and so that's 80 degrees there. And then basically we just type all the right-hand side into our calculator in one big equation, usually. So that tells me C squared. I take the square root, and we get 30.2 for side C. For angle C, this time we have to be careful when we're setting up the law of cosines. So I'm looking for angle C, so the side across from it is the one that goes by itself over on this side of the equal sign. The algebra sometimes trips people up. Remember, the order of operations is going to tie these three things together. And so when I'm trying to get that cosine by itself, I'm going to have to subtract the 9 squared and the 6 squared over first. These three things get multiplied to become negative 108, and then you have to divide that over at the end. So don't fall into the trap of combining all these numbers right at the start, right? So it's sort of two separate groups. We get the cosine by itself, and then do the inverse cosine, and we get 137 degrees. And I'll just put these up here briefly. I've got these answers posted as well on Moodle, but these are the answers to the rest of the problems, which you didn't necessarily have to get them all done, but if you got a couple more done, you can make sure that you were on the right track. Thank you.